Well, I guess most of y'all have noticed by now, we haven't really posted much on our on any of our channels in the last, I don't know, many days. It's been weird lately, I guess. The last couple of days, it's been. I don't want to say we didn't see it coming, but we've been dealing with something that's hard. Sawyer, our senior dog, he, I guess I adopted him, it was like February 2017, so roughly 8 years, and I think it was 3 days ago at this point, maybe 3 days, and we found him underneath the deck of the grain bin. We just kind of noticed all the dogs were out and he wasn't, and I want to say the day before and definitely before that, especially coming back from Colorado, he was up and out and his normal self, and so we looked under and we saw him under there, and we called him and he moved his head, and we were like, Sawyer, come on. And he wouldn't come out, and he kind of just looked like he was struggling, which normally when they're under there, we'll call them, and sometimes they won't come out if it's too hot or they're just kind of been resting. And so he kind of looked, and I was like, just looked at Danielle, and I was like, something's wrong. Something's not right. So I crawl under there, and he kind of like rolls a little bit, like tries, and he can't do anything. And I'm like, oh, great. And I guess the previous day we had seen kind of like a mark on his face. Nothing major, nothing too far out of the ordinary. And I kind of go to grab him, and it's a little difficult to move him. And oh man, he can't move. And so I have to grab his front legs, and I hold his face up, and I have to just slide him all the way out. And I don't know, he's probably 120 pounds. He's a big dog. He's the biggest older dog that we have. If you guys are confused which dog, we got a lot of them. So I'm pulling him out, and he can't move. He can't do anything. He can move his head. He can move his front legs barely. His from here back ain't working. So we're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a heat stroke, getting old, something bit him. He had a mark on his face. We didn't know what it was. So we kind of hold him out, and we hold him up and give him water. He drinks water. He's just there, and he's breathing super hard, And we're like, maybe something bit him. Maybe, a snake got him, or who knows what. And we just like lay with him for hours. And we make sure that he's cool. We make sure that, and luckily that day I think he was even cooler, a little bit cooler than it's been today. It's just blistering hot. And we were with him for a while, and he didn't eat, and we didn't know what to think. We weren't really sure, and I'm trying to remember all the details. Kind of difficult, but he wasn't well, and we knew that. So we tried to pick him up, and I mean, he just couldn't stand. His back legs don't work at all. I don't know if he really has feeling back there. I think he went, at that point, I think he was already like paralyzed. And so we're just like, I guess it's his time. When I first adopted him, they were guessing he was older. I got him from a shelter, him and Rufio together, and
You said that they said maybe 10 years old.
Yeah, so basically these people owned them, both of them. They had 3 dogs. They got a divorce, and they left 2 of them and took one. They took a German Shepherd and left Rufio and Sawyer. And I went and got them from the shelter. And at that time, they were thinking 8, 10 years old. Well, this is 8 years ago. So he ain't. I don't think he's 18. So
He might be.
he could be, but for a large dog, that's very rare. But we've joked forever saying he'll outlive all the dogs. He'll outlive all of them. It's Sawyer. I feel like he's already outlived longer than he ever could have for a big dog. Normally, they don't live very long. And so then, Danielle has to go to work. And so I was like, well, we drove out here. And I was like, well, we can't really leave him. So Danielle had to go to work, and I stayed. And the next day, Trevor came out. No, Lucy. Trevor came out to help work. Lucy, no. And Trevor's just the sweetest kid. I told him about it, and he's gotten to get to know the dogs a little bit and hang out with them and all that. And I told him, and he bent down and he tried to help him get water, like without asking or anything. And he went and was like kind of petting him, trying to put the water closer. And we worked for a little bit, and Trevor was done for the day. And then after that, I just laid with him, and I just was just there with him the rest of the day for hours and hours, and tried to get him to eat. And he ate just like a little handful, not much, but drank water. And then this morning, I stayed up with him last night till about 11, and I was dead tired. I worked and kind of had him right here, and I've been working right here, so I keep an eye on him, still get stuff to do. There's only so much you could do. We did have him in the camper, cooling off, and then I just feel bad. He's not, I want him to be outside. I want him to be around the other dogs, and if it is his last day, I want the other dogs to be around him. And so I had him out, and he can't hold himself up, so we'll kind of prop him up in a dog bed and have him where he can just kind of sit up, where he's not just laying on his side. We don't want
We've been basically the past 3-4 days have been kind of picking him up,
rotating him,
turning him.
He can't go to the bathroom on his own.
We kind of making him pee,
making him go to the bathroom. He really can't poop. He has nothing to poop. He's only drink water, but you have to kind of push his belly to make him.
But he's been happy.
Yeah, he's been there the entire time.
So
he's 100% there the entire time. So this morning I woke up and I instantly made sure, and he was breathing but barely. And Danielle worked yesterday, so she was gonna try to get an oil change, do all that stuff, and
I didn't.
Well, yeah, you were going to. I texted her this morning, and I said, I think this is it. And Trevor was going to come out and work, and I texted him. I said, hey, man, we're going to have to take the day off. I don't think it's not looking good for Sawyer. I think this might be the day he passes, and if he does, it's going to be very difficult on us. And he said, fully understand, take as much time. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Sweet kid.
Very sweet kid. And so
young man.
Yeah, I laid there with Soy. His breathing was not good, and so I just put his head in my lap, and he laid there on the bed. We were outside, his dog bed, and normally you guys know how it is. Dogs are wild. Dogs are crazy. The dogs weren't today. They were very, very calm. And I was like, man, they even know. This is so strange. And so I'm laying there. And for the last 2 days, Sawyer's just breathing hardcore. just nonstop,
Even
like his
while in the camper.
yeah.
Fans
No
on
matter
and
if he's in
stuff.
the AC, no matter what, just breathing hard. And I looked it up, and they say when a dog's body's kind of giving up, they'll breathe hard like that, and or if they're in pain, or all the different things you can look up. And I'm just laying there with him, and his breath was normal, just breathing normal. And I was like, all right, I think this is it. I think this is his time. And he's very aware. And you call his name, he'll look at you. You ask if he wants some water, you can give him water, he'll drink it. And he's just very much there. And I'm laying there, and he starts breathing slower and slower and slower. And he closes his eyes, he starts snoring. And I'm like, please, just please go in your sleep.
He took another breath.
He just laid there. He started like twitching, and I was good with it. Rufio came up. And he was gone. And then he just wakes up. He's done breathing. He just wakes up and like lifts his head up. He starts licking his mouth, and he's just like, he's back. And I just start laughing because our joke is he'll live forever. And he just wakes up. And I was just like, oh my God. I just start, what the fuck? And I just like yell it out loud. And I start laughing. I'm like, you're going to live forever. This is crazy. And I thought for sure he was gone. He quit breathing. He was twitching. He did the whole thing. And Rufio gets up and walks away. And Sawyer is up. And I just couldn't believe it. And I don't remember what I texted you. But I think I texted you and it said, he took his last breath and then woke up.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. And as soon as he woke up, like, I gave him water, and he just drank a ton of water. And ever since then, he's been so alert. And he's been trying to get up. He's using his front of his body, and he's trying to get up. And he's, if I walk away, I was like, okay, well, he's good. I propped him up, and I don't know what's going on. And so I went and fed the animals, and I hear him like, just kind of like trying to bark, I guess. And I came back and I gave him some more water, and he's just been so there. Gave him food, he ate. This dog died in my lap. Took his last breath and didn't breathe for a second, and then woke up, and he's been better now than he has been the last 3 days. As of right now, he's laying in the camper, drank water, he's ate, not a lot, but he ate.
Maybe like 3 bites.
Yeah, he's eaten more today than he has the last couple of days. And he's just paralyzed from basically here down. And I'm just at a loss. What do you do?
It's yeah. It's not a life to live.
No.
It'd be different if he was a smaller dog, but you guys know he's a big boy.
Yeah. And it sucks because it's like Jared just went through this for months and months with Baxter. Mm-hmm. And we actually got Baxter. He was a puppy, but right around the same time, not far off. I think we got him right before we got Sawyer and Rufio. Jared and I lived together. And I'm pretty sure I know why Baxter didn't make it. We had another dog, Hurley. She ended up living to be 15, 16. And the last year or so of her life, she had a massive tumor in her ear. I mean, the size, it started out a little bump, ended up being a golf ball size for a long time, and then it just like overtook her ear. And Baxter just sat there. It was gross, but he just licked it and made sure, because it got real nasty and pussy and just got dirty. It's not good. And Baxter sat there and licked it and licked it and licked it. And I told Jared for the longest time, I said, the only reason Hurley's still alive is because Baxter. And one day, he's going to have just tumors all over him because he just licked Hurley clean. But if that was his purpose in life, then so be it. And little Baxter would sit there with Sawyer and lick in his mouth. And he was just the nastiest little dog. But his purpose was to keep the dogs going. And one day he just got paralyzed. And not saying that it's any easier, because it's not. But Jared had to carry him around. And he couldn't poop and pee on his own. He couldn't do a lot. And then out of nowhere, you know, Jared was doing all these treatments, taking all the stuff, and they did all this stuff to him. And he started, like, being able to swim, being able to, like, move his back legs a little bit. His front legs kind of worked, kind of like Sawyer's. And, you know, Baxter just passed away not long ago. A week ago? I don't know, something like, not long ago. And, I think it was when we were in Colorado, probably about a week ago.
On the way back.
And, you know, he just dealt with it, and he had texted me, and when that happened, so I texted him about Sawyer, you know. Again, we got them about the same time, about 8 years ago. And, you know, Jared just said the same thing I told him about Baxter, is they lived a good life, just, you know, let them relax, and if it's their time, it's their time. And what do you do with a 120-pound dog that can't move and can't pee on their own, and is a senior dog, and can't really eat a lot? And you don't want them just to wither away in your hands. You don't want them to live this quality of life that isn't good. We'll do whatever we can for them. But is it really a life to live? And I told Danielle, I said, all I could think about is he's however old in human years. And I guess technically he's still going to be like 15, 16 human years. But you don't know what I mean. Yeah. Translated to human years. And I couldn't imagine being an old guy. And I'm paralyzed. And all I could do is just sit there and pee on myself, or you have to make me pee. And I can just sit there and then just stare, and I can't walk away, I can't do anything. That's not a way to live. And I didn't think I had any tears left. I've cried and cried and cried the last few days. And just I think tomorrow morning we need to take him to the vet. And I told Daniel, I said, he hates cars. The last thing I want to do is put him in a car. He's still very much aware. Put him in a car to where he freaks out just to end his life. Just to do that. And the vet might be able to come out here and do it. We don't care what the cost is. I don't know if that's an option. But I don't know.
So that's what I think the plan is.
Yeah.
To you'll maybe it'll be a little bit more comforting for him, for Jason to sit in the back, like with him, because I don't know if he's ever been in in the car with like next to somebody instead of just in the back seat. So we're gonna try and do that.
It's just a bad situation, but I'm at peace with it, even though it sucks. I told Danielle the last couple. I said I can't even talk on Coffee with the Crockers. I can't do Crocker Life video. I can't talk. I've worked because I told Danielle, I said the only way I know how to just like deal with this is just to work. But I can't talk. It's easy for me to like keep myself busy. But I was like, I would rather do this video today.
Might be easier to talk before.
Because after, I don't think I'd be able to talk.
So,
I don't know.
that's where we're at. Just kind of letting you guys know.
Yeah, because we put our whole life out there. Everybody knows our dogs. If we don't talk about it, that's all people are going to ask. It's just one of the weird things about the life we live. And some people, it's just a dog, you know. To us, you know.
He's our friend.
Yeah. He went through hell with me. And there were days that I didn't think I had anybody, anything. And so, one of my biggest goals, and I feel like I let him down, I wish we had a house to put him in. And when he was older, I wish he didn't have to live outside. I wish he had to do that. But I do know our dogs, and they love being outside. They love being around each other. I feel like I failed them, but I know I did what I could. He did everything for me. He did everything for us. It's going to be weird. It's going to be difficult, but y'all know how it is. We've all been there. We've all lost our best friends. We've all only had the dogs with us whenever there was nothing else. And the hardest part of adopting an older dog is this. And whenever I got him, I never thought him and Rufio would live this long. I've adopted many older dogs, and they've already passed. And I would rather him pass peacefully with us, naturally, than have to take him. But I'm also not going to let him suffer. I used to work with dogs, and I would just see people all the time, and I'd just be like, man, they should just not do this. At that point, you're doing it for yourself. You're not thinking about the dog. You're thinking about yourself. You don't want to let go. And that's the last thing I would want to do to Sawyer, any of our dogs. And so, I don't know. I just wanted to update y'all, let y'all know. It's way easier to talk about it now, even though it's not easy, because afterwards I would not be able to talk. Thankfully, we have each other, and we have all the other dogs, and whenever it does suck, I'm thankful we have the other dogs, and makes things easier. It's just hard. It's difficult. And this is why we haven't posted in the last couple of days. I'm gonna try my best to just talk about other stuff after this. I don't want to bring it up again. I don't want to really think about it while doing videos. I am sad, but I've already done my grieving, I guess. I've already done all that. I thought he died in my lap. I'm really hoping, and I know this sounds bad, but I think everyone understands, I hope he passes tonight. and he'll be right there next to our bed. I don't want to have to take him. I would prefer him pass here. We already have a spot picked out for him ready, and I don't know.
I guess we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So
We do appreciate everyone loving our animals like we do. We do appreciate everybody that does support us, and I know everyone will say take as much time off as we need or whatever, but I think the best thing for me, for sure, is just to work, keep our minds busy. It's like Danielle said before this. She's like, I don't even think I'll be able to talk. And it's just being here is enough, in my eyes. It's difficult. And, I don't know. It's just nice to know that all our dogs have been able to be out, for all y'all to see, love. And then we can always watch videos and do that. It's hard. But I don't want to talk about it again. I don't know what's going to happen. I want to take him tomorrow. I don't know. It really depends on how it goes tomorrow. I may wait a day. He may pass. We'll keep y'all updated, but I won't say anything more than that. But, I don't know. It's just hard. You can end it.
So, we're just saying our goodbyes, and again, I think to wrap it up, Jason just wanted to say thank you for
Yeah.
loving Soy.
He's one of my best friends.